I'm back. Yeah, I guess I've been doing this for a week, and it's kind of stimulating to think about what am I thinking about at 8:45 in the morning. What I'm thinking about is a market that is correcting. What I'm also thinking about is I'm pretty happy that I changed my investment strategy on May the 1st. On November the 1st, the portfolio was up 124%. We've given back about 24%. So if you had told me on May the 1st that on what is it, November the 14th, your portfolio would be up close to 100%, would I have been happy? Yeah, I would have said Christmas came early. But it's difficult to see 20% of your portfolio go away in 14 days. Do I think it's over? No, I'm not. I'm quite sure it's not over because the market is readjusting. I think Michael Berry blew the horn when he said he was going to short, what was it, Nvidia, and I forget what the other stock was. And everybody said, oh my God, why would he do that? And the market woke up and said, well, it's probably because the valuations are out of line. So, with that in mind, my strategy is to go Christmas shopping early. I think there is an opportunity here for me to grab up some real bargains. Now, what I want to do is illustrate to you how I will go about determining what's a bargain. I subscribe to a number of data sources. One of them that I rely very heavily on is Seeking Alpha, and you can find a discount to Seeking Alpha in the description of this video or any of my videos. And where I go is they have a section, and you click on financials, and then you click on earnings, and then you go to projected earnings. And I want to use CoreWeave as an example. And I use it as an example because it is one of my largest holdings, and it is one of the biggest bargains, I think, in the stock market right now. So when I go to that earnings projections, you can find this on Yahoo Finance or anything, to find out what is Wall Street based on the information they're able to get from the executives at CoreWeave. What is Wall Street projecting CoreWeave's earnings per share going to be as far out as they will go? And then on CoreWeave, on Seeking Alpha, it goes out to 2028. Now, they're not profitable now, but they're saying for the year of 2028, their profit is going to be, let's see here, $4.01 per share. Okay, so if you want to then extract from that what is their share price going to be, all you need to know is their PE ratio. Right now, they don't have a PE ratio because they don't have profits. So what we have to do is then say, okay, what might that PE ratio be? And I started out with, I said, okay, let's assume it's a growth stock, and the market is judging it as a growth stock. What is a growth stock that I'm aware of that's in its maturity, that I can use as an example of a PE ratio? And so I looked at NVIDIA, and NVIDIA's PE ratio is 41. So I multiply my 41 PE ratio times my $4.01 earnings per share, and I come up with a price of $164.41. Okay, CoreWeave's current price, as I just left my pricing, it is $75.80. So if I say, what is my profit if I buy CoreWeave or if I own CoreWeave at $75 and it goes to 164, that is a 117% ROI, return on investment, between now and probably January of 2028. Am I okay with that? 117% in approximately 2 years and 2 months. Yeah, I'm real happy with that. So that's how I would say, okay, that's a bargain. That's Christmas shopping in the middle of October or November. Then I go and I say, okay, maybe that's a little too aggressive. Let's back it down a bit. And so I go and I look at Microsoft's PE ratio. That's 31. So if I multiply my $4.01 CoreWeave's projected earnings per share in 2028 times 31, I come up with $124.31. That's pretty fair as well. Now, if I go all the way down to what is kind of an average for the S&P 500 that I've always used, it's 25. So now I multiply my 25 times $4.01 and I come up with $100.25. That would give me a 33% return in 2 years and 2 months. Am I okay with that? Well, I'm disappointed because I really wanted the 41 and the 117, and I think that's probably the most realistic. So if I can do that for any stock, I can this weekend go and project where is the biggest bargain and what do I want to put under my Christmas tree. Okay, so that's how I see this is an opportunity, and let me substantiate why I think my reasoning is right. We are involved in the biggest change of our world in the history of our world. I would say that, it used to be the Industrial Revolution. Um, what I recognize in the Industrial Revolution as a result of it, the auto industry, the train industry became the largest companies of their time, and were rewarded accordingly. If I move even further forward and say even a bigger change was that of the introduction of the internet and the growth of probably 7 stocks that resulted from that. Now, what you've got to realize is that when the internet came out, the 7 big stocks, the Magnificent Seven or whatever you want to call them, did not exist. They replaced the stocks of the Industrial Revolution. Now, why was that? Because the stocks of the Industrial Revolution did not finance the growth of the internet. Okay? So they didn't put the money up. Who did? The government, the biggest employer, the richest company in the world. The government financed the internet so that it could, because it recognized it was going to be a leverage point to remain the superpower of the world. He who controlled the internet, they recognized, the government, would control the world and would remain the superpower of the world. If you haven't read, well, I forget his name, books about superpower, understand how the world works. He who controls the latest technology rules the world. So we are now at the introduction of the greatest, a new tool to give power to the world. Now, the government is not financing it this go round. It is being financed by basically 4 to 5 companies: Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and maybe some in Tesla. So it's then realistic to believe, unlike in the world of the internet, we aren't going to replace them because they're financing it. They have recognized the growth opportunity that it will provide their companies. But nonetheless, there are going to be companies that are going to appear that are going to challenge them for growth. They may not totally surpass them as the Magnificent Seven surpassed the Industrial Revolution, but they will be a part of it. That is why they're willing to spend the trillions of dollars to control it so that they can monetize it and grow from it. So, what do we learn from that? Well, right now, today, I put in an order for Meta. It's crashing. It's burning. It did this about 3 years ago when it put its efforts into the metaverse. Didn't work out for them, but potentially will in some form if they can attach AI to it. But what I'm telling you, and the message I want to deliver to you this week, for this week and this weekend, it's time to go Christmas shopping. And all you have to do is in your mind formalize who are the companies that are going to benefit over the next 3 years, not the next 20 years, the next 3 years from this build out. We are not in the era of AI yet. We are only in the build out, much as we were not in 2000 in the era of the internet. We were in the build out. No one monetized it until Google appeared 6 years, 4 to 6 years, 1994, I believe it was. And they didn't even know how to Googleize it or to monetize it. The world knows how. Sam Altman knows how. Mark Zuckerberg knows how. Google knows how, that they are going to monetize it. But what I want to again emphasize, there are going to be some companies that are going to come to the top of that you don't even know about. What do they look like? They look like this. There's some dude, and Mark Zuckerberg told, not Mark Zuckerberg, Mark Cuban told you this 3 months ago. There's some dude sitting in his basement who understands AI, who will become a trillionaire. And he might only be one person running the whole business, or it might be 3. This is the Christmas to end all Christmases. This is the future. And this is your opportunity to change your life. I have people that started with me and were with me in May, who since May became millionaires. Now, they may only be 3/4 millionaires now, but they will go forward because they understand what's going on. And they understand it's time to go Christmas shopping. It's time to look forward and say, okay, here's this stock. What is its earnings per share projected to be in 2028, 2029, 2030? And what is the potential PE ratio, so that you can go and understand what the price of the stock is going to be in the future. And look to the ones who are being punished the worst right now. Those who a lot of energy, a lot of fervor was thrown their way and they got overvalued. The markets come back and corrected them, but you need to know what their earnings per share are going to be in 2028, 29, and 2030, and that'll tell you what their share price is going to be. What I will do for my tribe is spend this weekend going through the stocks I own and that I want to own as a part of this growth strategy and figuring out what's their PE. I already know what the market believes their earnings are going to be. I just got to figure out what their PE ratio is going to be. And it's not that tough if you have access to the data. The other thing I wanted to mention, one of our tribe members made the statement that the real benefit of being a part of the best of us investors is you have access to hundreds of people's experience in the investment markets over many, many years. We have about, I think, 890 people right now in the tribe. Every one of them has some level of experience in the stock market. Some of them are minimal, and some of them are retired executives, and they have knowledge and they bring it forward. And then we have guys like Roger and Steve and Mark and who just go and search the internet every day and present ideas. That's worth something. It's making my life very interesting, and it's changing other people's lives. You merely can, and I invite you, do it for yourself if that's what you want to do, and if that's what you're comfortable doing, but do it. Recognize what the opportunity is in front of you. You have access, if you know the right questions to ask, to all the knowledge in the world on any subject that you want to inquire about. And if you're an entrepreneur, you could become a multi-billionaire with that one piece of knowledge. If you're an investor, you can become a multi-millionaire. There's only, what is it I say, four ways to become a billionaire. One is to become an entrepreneur and create a business that many people want to own a part of. And the second is to invest in that entrepreneur who builds a business or a group of entrepreneurs. The third is at the altar, marry a billionaire. And the fourth is at the funeral, be the survivors of a billionaire. That's only four ways. Now, somebody said, yeah, but the lottery ticket. Well, yeah, okay. I don't buy lottery tickets. The last lottery ticket I bought was called Netlist, and I got rid of that. Okay. I have a staff meeting later this morning, or later the early this afternoon, and then I have a stock talk, and we'll talk more about this on our Zoom call, our stock talk, and that's at the close of the market. You have a good day, and smile. I know I know it's not easy right now, but smile, because you are at the verge of becoming much wealthier and much more in control of your life. You know, if you have to go to work and sell your time, you don't have a good life. Somebody else is in control. But if you have knowledge and you know how to apply that knowledge, you are in control of your life. And now it can be very exciting.